Or is it a real ceiling for wilderness survival that the men will demonstrate to you? How to survive alone in an isolated jungle. Every step from the construction to the acquisition of food has been done 100% true. This is a dense and unknown jungle. What? The ubiquitous Custer Rock Group has added a lot of gods. If you want to survive in such a primitive environment, you must master various survival techniques. Ningwei. To avoid equipment and supplies being wet by the sudden rainstorm, the details of Mount Tai are wrapped in A. He will start preliminary topographic survey. This is a beautiful lake. The blue water indicates a certain depth. It might be nice to use it for a temporary bath, but considering it's raining and Tarzan turns around and starts looking for a second camp than the jungle. He chose this natural forest channel to walk in such a trail like a dense forest high. The highway crosses a shallows to Mount Tai. 1. In front of a fruit tree, it is covered with mysterious wild fruits. The colors are bright, plump, and juicy. Beautiful. That's right, eat it. This is a cousin of figs, mainly found in subtropical regions. Often found along shallower river banks. It is one of the favorite foods of bats and monkeys. Dry-mouthed Tarzan has been. He couldn't help it. He picked some relatively ripe fruits, and after pinching them, he could see that it was hair on a fig. Its taste is of course comparable, full of water and sweet. The degree can be said to be very high. It was lucky to find it in the wild. Continue to eat the 5 treasures and 8 treasures in place. Direct call, and even a little want to set up camp here. Keep hiking like this for an hour. The highway has become increasingly difficult and continues to swim upstream. Stop next to a stream with clear water for daily use. Developing a camp here is definitely not. Or 2. Chop down the bushes that get in the way around Tarzan and it starts soon. The construction of the dwelling, these logs that lie flat and straight are quite nice. The house skeleton is used because it is nearby. It is not time-consuming and laborious to collect and transport these dense vines. Can't waste it, pack it all and take it away. In the construction of the shelter, he decided to keep everything simple. When it comes to efficient check-in, it also saves its own physical strength. Waiting for Tarzan to finish. There are many more. Here it is in a classic chevron tent frame, with Tarzan covering the underside a little thicker. The trunk also prepared a large amount of green bamboo nearby. They use these things for flooring, for living conditions. It multiplies directly, and the roof covering is simpler and rougher to just take these trees directly. You like and complete it. As we all know, as long as the quantity is sufficient, to achieve the effect of heat preservation and water filtration, the method is not complicated. Arrange them neatly in bundles and then tighten them up with 2 upper and lower branches. The way the roof is covered, this is very economical. Simple but not simple when the housing problem is successfully solved. It is the improvement of living quality. Considering the limited internal space of the residence, problems like heating and cooking can only be solved outdoors. The design above is also good, at least it is initially solved now. The basic elements of campfire, water and shelter. Seeing that everything was ready, Tarzan immediately took out the guy and got into the jungle. That's right, he noticed it when he was collecting the materials. This is a bunch of grouse moving around, and this thing is a little sluggish, but it's very easy to do with just your hands. The best way is naturally to rub a few sets of traps by hand to complete the hunt. I want to survive for a long time. You have to learn to make at least 3 sets of trap devices. It's very grounded. This set of Tarzan. It's also one of the most successful pitfalls of all, and it's based on the principle of leverage. Capture small animals such as hares and grouse, and catch an unknown core point of this device. It's not the lasso, it's how the fence is placed. The security device is the only way to solve this channel, so that the success rate can be idle during this free time. It must be fully developed in order to go further. To prevent getting lost in the jungle, Tarzan would occasionally break branches. It can be successfully used as a road sign. This trip is not for anything else. It is for this plant that grows among thorns, which is also a type of bamboo. The texture is tough and firm, making it the perfect choice for bows and arrows. I have to take advantage of it in this dense forest. Weapons can infinitely improve the chance of survival, only to see Tarzan split it in 2. You cut it out and you grind it, and you make sure it's smooth. This process must be done with care to ensure that the bamboo remains intact. The elasticity is roughly polished to the front of the eye, so that you can continue to rub out a few arrow stones by hand in the same way. The bow and arrow have already begun. The next step is to perfect the assembly of the core components and put them into use immediately. That's right, Tarzan specially carried a few metal arrows on this trip. Just simple and rough assembly can increase the great lethality after hitting. However, the premise is that it must be firmly fixed. But you still have to use the bark to make the fibers inside soft and hard. After tying it moderately, it can achieve the effect of getting tighter and tighter the more you use it. Seeing that everything is ready now, there is only a collection of wages and materials. There are a lot of supplies available in the forest, but Tarzan has his eyes on him. It's like using the fibers from the rattan to complete the final process of making the bow and arrow. That was completely unheard of. How about this kid Tarzan? Make another arrow belt for amazement and want to hunt. My heart can't stop, so now the problem is that this hand rubbing the big killer is really... Is it reliable? And we looked down, and in order to get more serious about hunting, Tarzan was the first to take off his coat. This is done to be more invisible. Secret approach to the target, followed by training arrows. The flight path must be mastered. It won't hit so the left. In this way, Tarzan practiced for 2.5 hours while the feel is still 2 steps in Tai Shan. And I'm about to start today's performance, and suddenly this kid keenly spotted a spring. When the leader sees it, he earns his decisiveness. Friends who have taken a sip of mountain spring water know the taste is authentic. After drinking, the whole body is full of energy, and even luck begins to explode. That's right, a grouse is lounging on a branch. Zai, this can't fix Tarzan. It seems that there should be 3, in order
4,
not to alarm the
5 or
snake,
6 caddies,
he decided
a position
to find
with
a higher success rate to launch an assault. Oh, crap, and this kind of operation Tarzan didn't discourage him. Soon regained confidence and continued to pursue the second wave of operation of this kid. You really don't say direct 10-ring hit, because the next picture is relatively sensitive to me. We skip directly to see the finished product. The aroma is wantonly fat and juicy. And you can't eat 5 cut it into 8 pieces and then put it into a pot and simmer until it was finished. Fully cooked, in order to fill the taste with Mount Tai, some spices are also prepared. Put it in the pot and simmer at the same time. Although the appearance is a little poor, it can be considered very luxurious for survival in the wild. Tarzan left yesterday's dense forest and went deeper into the map to think. To fully experience the bits and pieces of this land, he can only shoot one place and change it. Compared with the previous period, the altitude here has gradually increased, and the plant species have also. It's ubiquitous. As for the taste, it's naturally sour and sweet. That's me continuing. Walking forward, the surrounding geographical features gradually approach the original forest. Tarzan finally stops in a clearing near the stream. The big tree can be used as a natural barrier. Just clear the construction area. Settled down, compared to the overall layout of the camp a few days ago, wider and flatter, and there's a clear stream on the side to provide enough water for daily use. Doubt this is one of the few feng shui treasures considering the gradual changes in the sky. Tai San decisively started the construction of the camp. These lying logs must be put to good use. Take them all away and collect 5, 6, the root 7, is homeopathic and then properly processed, and the top has a natural curved fork. The skeleton was installed effortlessly. After all, the camp only houses one person. So the whole layout doesn't need to go to great lengths to use vines to solidify. Homeopathy rebuilds the foundation. The frame is finally evenly spread out and waterproof. As for how to fix it, ground materials crawl in the wild all year round. Playing Tai Shan has long been practiced, and the ability to use it in vain is only less than before and after. It will successfully meet the living standards and take the edge. Corner aluminum bottle aluminum after Tai Shan always feels almost nothing wrong. One more comfort plate. With it, the small bed of Due to the high rainfall in the jungle, in order to ensure the camp, wet, and the sides really have to be carried out. A small upgrade of material for large leaf combinations for Asian bundles has. With the addition of it, this wilderness hand scraper shed is really complete. Take a look at it. Not upright and practical, but also simple and generous. Homeopathy on the bedside rack. The stove is not the quality of life. Rising layer by layer, Tai Shan has successfully resolved the problem of water source. Then naturally you have to consider the friends who save the channel know what to eat in the jungle. There are too many western cores. Just 2 steps away, Mount Tai discovered a bunch of mysterious fungi from outside, but it's not the most obvious. It is the small ring at the root. It is an edible shiitake mushroom with delicious taste and rich nutrition. It is very suitable for making soup and stir-frying. On the way back, Tai Shan also called begonia, which can provide the human body with good dietary fiber. It can even be eaten raw. Of course, these things are not enough to feed the stomach. In order to balance the nutrients he needs every day, Tarzan found some carbohydrate-rich ones. The locals call it serai, and the edible part is the tendon. How do you combine them into a delicious dish? Sure enough, stewing over high heat is the way to eat for the soul. After all nutrients are in the soup. The degree ensures that the taste is not lost, but also complements the positive energy is sold differently. Sounds interesting, but trust me, it tastes absolutely delicious. I'm already hungry and anxious to eat. Had a day. In this way, after a delicious meal, time quietly came to the middle of the night. In order to fight against the unknown tomorrow, Tyshawn decided to go to bed early to recharge. The next morning, in the depths of the jungle, the fairy heir rested. After spending the whole night, Tyshawn is full of vitality and wants to get more. With a high quality of life, he started a busy day. The little shiitake mushrooms eaten late taste really good. Decided to have another meal. Tyshawn, I believe these mushrooms in front of you are not unfamiliar. No, it's Haimsong. It's delicious and fragrant, and there's a little sweetness in it, whether it's bursting. Fried, steamed, or stewed soup tastes very bad. No, I mean literally, I eat as much of this stuff as I want. It was processed by a mountain stream in Tyshawn, and then there was a disagreement, and the fire started. Stewing does not add any seasonings during the cooking process to retain the original taste of the ingredients to the greatest extent. Eat of 5 treasures and 8 treasures, and you will bring a lot of strength. We toppled a palm tree, you can put it away, and Tarzan did this for no other reason than because it's rich in carbon. The heart of the tree is the most common emergency food in the jungle and of course its real target. It's this starchy trunk that just needs to be cleverly bisected. So how do you refine it into edible starch? Let's see how Tarzan is. And the way you do that is you create a bracket for filtration, and then you put it on the surface. For more convenient and fast processing, he also found a log similar to a hoe. And now that you have this tool at your fingertips, all you have to do is hammer it and mash it up. A long and laborious process, but wanting to live permanently in the jungle, it's worth the effort. When the hammer hit a certain extent, he took out a headscarf to act as a filter. The rainstorm is sweeping in, and Tarzan is calling out just in time. Immersion. After soaking, just squeeze out the juice inside a little bit and wait for it to slowly settle. The entire extraction process of the post-starch is now fully completed. Play with these. Intention can make food comparable to staple food. Rice, of course, this kid has no shortage of food now. Eat the palm hearts collected during the day first. It's all turned around and another week has passed, and Mount Tai is still in that bush. Searching in the forest because it is currently in 3 volts. In order to fill the living experience, the choice of camp has to be avoided. Comes to unfold, and the stream in front of you is quite good. It is backed by the mountains and faces the stream. A well-watered dramatic treasure land, but considering that it is only a temporary residence. He doesn't plan to make a big deal when building it, just to achieve the effect of wind and rain shelter. He made a slight move to collect some ratio logs, and soon began to set up the camp. Do a miracle, build the foundation support, then level the surface to form the platform. This special skills, after all, in the shallows. The stone pipe is enough to see not only the laying of the platform is completed, but also the stream in front of the door. Considering that the activity space is too outstanding, the big expansion takes so much effort for nothing but living comfort. One piece is to prevent sudden floods. It's just a strategist that can be done. It works with natural rope. You know, to live in the jungle, you have to learn how to use local materials. Go longer and divide the bamboo tube in half to form a bed frame. This is one of the most down-to-earth laying methods. If you do this, you don't have to worry about you sleeping in the wild anymore. As for the roof skeleton, it is indeed a traditional herringbone shape. The most traditional is simply to put on a tarp. After that, you can check in 1 second and complete the construction. Rough and practical, less than 2 hours before and after. Tarzan's rheumatic hut will be fully completed. He started cooking dinner early, sometime before dark. That's right, the scraps. You have to put it to good use. So how do these things relate to dinner? Tyshawn's wishful thinking has already started. In his drinking is the absorbing source. Water can not only satisfy bathing. The constant supply of free energy draws its inspiration from water. The principle of power generation can be driven by the driving fluid. The process is a bit cumbersome, but I have to admit that it means a lot at this moment. Learn mathematics, physics and chemistry well, travel all over the world without fear, and the gold content is still rising. Malu prepared some firewood, and Tyshawn couldn't stop wanting to work. Don't come over. In the blink of an eye, the chicken dies at the speed of light. The oil coated with the material juice is shiny, simple and rough. Drive it to start dancing and then fixed with the runner. But the biggest advantage of this trick is that it frees up the hands. Go do something else. This hodgepodge of Tarzan's favorite weddings must be arranged to be full of appetite. A simple and unpretentious meal with a big tube will be a lot of color, even if suddenly the sky starts pouring. Tarzan, who is sheltered by the hand melon shed, is not panicking at all. The rainstorm has taken the camping experience to another level. Except, of course, there are so many mosquitoes. It's almost impossible to find any drawbacks, even the use of a sleeping bag in the cool night. How about heating? The temperature difference between day and night in the wild is huge, I didn't lie to you. Here is the intersection of human civilization and primitive land. The Custer jungle, which can be seen everywhere, has perfectly wrapped this land. You can see it through the screen. This is a jungler's paradise, as long as you have extraordinary courage and survival ability. This Mount Tai has. Going around in circles for nearly a month, whether it is the beautiful Zhonglu stone caves, or are there thousands of birds and beasts here that make him linger? Looking for a morning, Tarzan soon found his foothold these days. It's a huge rock formation that's sheltered from the wind and the rain, and the slightly sloping angle gives people a lot of peace. The important thing is that the nearby cave managed to attract the kids' attention at the end of the camp. After the hike, we have to go in and find out, considering that the residence is only temporary. The construction direction of the residence should be simple and unfolded and cleared up the residue and waste soil. Thickened tarp, just collect it decisively took it out. Gather some vines and chop down some forked trees. It can be used as a natural floor nail to upgrade a tarp into a tent. Well, it turns out it's been pretty good. Look at the size of a shelter built in less than half an hour. It's done, there's shelter from the wind. Rain's abode follows for sure. We've got to deal with food and water. Don't worry, Tarzan's figured it out. First, take a section of bamboo tube and leave only this section for water storage. He chose the cave gate. A raised stone oozes out. The water source is at a glance. Safe drinking water is filtered through rock formations that taste sweet and delicious. Clean and hygienic, so successfully solve the drinking water problem. And finally, naturally, the preparation for tonight's meal is actually chopped down a lot of firewood in advance so that after dinner immediately. As for what to eat tonight, it depends on what God is going to give. These little rainforest frogs are pretty good. The meat is firm and the teeth are a rare source of food in the wild, but this kid is not. Are you going to eat it but use it as bait? Tarzan keenly discovers that there are giants hiding under the water and uses these little frogs as bait. Extravagant, but compared to a giant in the water, it seems like a good deal. I saw that he placed at least 8 fishing rods on the river bank like this. He can free up his hands to do other things, after all, if this trick is. Anyway, he still has time to find other food alternatives. This pile of white mushrooms hidden in the eagle is a rainforest. The most popular evaluation is nutritious, flavorful and tender, fully edible. Of course, there are so many turmeric on the side that you can't finish it. Very good healthy food has to admit that rainforest supplies are really abundant every. It's no problem to eat 5 treasures and 8 treasures. It's already night when you return to the camp. The fishing rod arranged during the day will be eaten tomorrow and tonight. It is naturally full. When it is clear to the bottom, it can be drunk normally even if it is not boiled directly. Tarzan, who is on land at the airport, after all, I haven't eaten normally all day today. The cooking process can only be stewed directly without adding the original taste of all ingredients. You can question the appearance. This piece is almost interesting, but the taste and nutrition are definitely off the charts.